Hi guys, it's Ben Heath from Lead Guru, and in this video, I'm going to talk about how you can get the most out of your Facebook ads during this new year period. At the beginning of a new year, people act differently, and therefore you need to respond as a Facebook advertiser. For some businesses, it's a tricky time of year. For other businesses, it's a fantastic time of year. And I've got some tips, tricks, and techniques and things you do and don't want to do during this new year period. I'm going to cover those in this video. Before I get into that, I just want to very quickly ask for you to smash that like button, click that thumbs up button, that'd be much appreciated, and help me out. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new and haven't done so already. Okay, so you can see that I'm recording this video. It's the 5th of January 2021 right now that I'm recording this. You can see I'm in an example Facebook ad account in front of me, and I was putting together some campaigns, messing around in Facebook's Ads Manager, and thought perfect video topic to talk about, because it's not a piece of time. It's not a part of the calendar that often gets a huge amount of focus from businesses, from marketing departments and things like that. People sort of know what to do or have ideas around what to do for Christmas and Black Friday and other times of the year, other calendar events that have an impact on your marketing. But New Year can be really, really significant, and it's not something that you want to miss out on, not something you want to ignore. And of course, it depends on your type of business. But I think the first thing that you need to sort of think about is A, New Year has an impact. B, what sort of impact is that going to have on your business? Okay, so maybe not this year because of everything that's gone on in the world over the last 10, 11 months, but often businesses that are in the entertainment space, restaurants, hotels, things like that, won't do as well during the new year as they would have typically done towards the end of Q4. People have spent a lot of money during Q4 traditionally for Christmas and things like that. They have less to spend in January. They're probably looking to tighten their budget, a little sort of personal budgets a little bit, and that has an impact. Conversely, all those businesses that perhaps struggle a little bit in the end of Q4, anything to do with self-improvement, health, getting organized, those sorts of things, it could be a fantastic time. In fact, most likely the best time of year for your business when it comes to advertising on Facebook. So the first thing to do is realize that yes, the new year period does have an impact on Facebook advertising, and then just think through your products and services. If you've been going long enough, think through previous years and go, okay, is this a good time of year for me? Is this a bad time of year? That's the first thing you want to sort of establish. And in my mind, the new year period basically spans January. For some businesses, it's going to be that first couple of weeks. For others, it's going to go a little bit longer into February, but basically spans January in my mind. Okay, so acknowledge the time of year, realize it has an impact. Think, is this positive for me? Is this negative for me? Is it not going to make that much of a difference? Most businesses aren't going to be affected by the new year period one way or another, but some won't have a huge impact. So just sort of put yourself into one of those categories, and then we can go through the subsequent points with that in mind. So once you sort of put yourself into a category of this is either a really good time of year for me, not so good, etc., you probably, the first thing you want to do is adjust budget accordingly. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos, you'll see that I've talked about a step-by-step scaling process and doing things fairly measured, fairly slowly. You don't want to throw all that out the window when it comes to the new year period, but if you know that new year, let's say the month of January, is a fantastic time for you, you don't want to just scale slowly, and potentially miss out on an opportunity, okay? So I would be looking to scale more aggressively, and what I mean by that is scaling more frequently than perhaps once per week. So you could be scaling your campaigns every 3 days if things are going really well. It also means perhaps scaling in larger increments. Instead of going from $100 a day to $200 a day, perhaps you go from 100 to 300, 300 to 600, 600 to 1,000, assuming obviously the results at each one of those subsequent levels is still really strong. And I think that there are, in general, when it comes to Facebook advertising, being more cautious is better. Okay, you don't want to run too fast. People, Facebook advertising seems to be just like, the stock market. It's greed and fear, right? Things are going well, people get really greedy and they want to just go after it. Things aren't going so well, they get really fearful and want to stop. And there's not often that sort of much more measured, more logical, more measured approach that sits obviously in the middle of those. But actually, if New Year is really good for you, I don't want to say you should be greedy, but you can be more aggressive. Likewise, if the New Year period's not so good for you, there's nothing wrong at all with scaling your budgets back down. I wouldn't normally recommend pausing campaigns, but if you're, for example, let's say you sell chocolate, okay? You're a chocolatier. Well, I imagine the New Year period's pretty difficult. It's one of the hardest time of years because everyone's had their full of chocolate over Christmas and all that sort of stuff. And now's not going to be a hard time. So I wouldn't recommend pausing campaigns, but maybe dial them right back, okay? And then you can dial them back up again for Valentine's Day, in 6 weeks or so time. So that's the sort of approach that I would have. And if you want to dial your campaigns back by 30%, 40%, 60%, that's absolutely fine. If results are still great and you may be able to bring your budget back up, that's also fine. But just be aware, there's no problem with doing that because you want to not spend a huge amount of your budget during a time of year that's perhaps not as good for you, okay? So that's a really big thing to mention, is around changing your budgets depending on how New Year affects you. You can also, and this is something I don't see very much of, but absolutely can be done, and we do it all the time, is run New Year's discounts. So again, a lot of people think that you can only run discounts on Black Friday or they only run Christmas discounts. You can run discounts basically any time of the year, and you can tie it into much more stuff than you think. We've run summer discounts and spring discounts. You can run New Year's discounts. You can use the time of year to make it seem more relevant to your target market, incentivize the action, like a discount obviously incentivizes purchase. If it's a New Year discount, it's very obvious that's going to go away pretty soon. So people are going to take action based off of that. So you absolutely want to get involved with something like that if that's appropriate for your business. Now, there are lots of businesses that typically do very well during New Year that discounts perhaps aren't as appropriate. So for a lot of B2B services, particularly high-end B2B services where you may not want to discount at all, that's absolutely fine. That's how we operate with our services as a Facebook ads agency, is we don't offer discounts. So it's not something that we would do. And a lot of B2B type services is a category that does very well during the new year. A lot of people are like, right, I'm going to get this sorted. We're going to launch this new campaign in our business. We're going to, get ourselves organized. We're going to whatever. But other discounts, perhaps they're not B2B, the B2B side, not B2B, B2C side, are much more appropriate. So New Year, as I said, is a time where people are going to be looking to get healthy. So can you have discounts on, any products or services, personal training services, for example, just the sort of type people will be hiring personal trainers and wanting to get in better shape and improve their health. Just sort of time people are getting to sort of important things that may have been putting off for a little while, like insurances and sorting out their finances and all those sorts of life admin type stuff. If you offer a product or service around any of that, you can run a discount, and that could be very effective during this New Year period. Okay, so that's something to keep aware of and something to test and add in. Doesn't hurt much to test something like that. Okay, and then the final point that I want to make, it's only a short video, but the final point I want to make, which is a really big one, is that you want to, where possible, appeal to your prospect's desire for increased status. Now, I'm not going to get into too much here, but there's lots of marketing information about how we want these sort of lower level benefits because they sort of ladder up to a high level benefit. So, for example, you may want perfect example. Let's say my Facebook ads agency, as we offer Facebook advertising service. Okay, someone might hire our agency because they want better results from their Facebook ad campaigns, right? That's nearly always where they're going to hire us. Want better results from Facebook ad campaigns. It's like you ladder it up. Okay, why do they want better results from Facebook ad campaigns? Because that's going to help their business succeed. Okay, why do they want their business to succeed? Well, that's going to provide them with financial stability. They're going to be successful. Why do they want all those things? Well, that's going to give them sort of increased status amongst their community. Their friends and family are going to be proud of them. All that sort of stuff. So there are various. That's like the laddering of the benefits, and there are lots of. There are a few different options that you can ladder into. The major benefit that people are really after in the New Year period, when they're looking to improve themselves, they're looking to get in shape, to boost their career, to sort their life out, is increased status. That's what things ladder up to. So think about, how does your product or service help your prospects achieve something that can then be laddered up to a greater thing such as increased status, improved status. Okay, I've just given you an example with my Facebook advertising services, right? By helping our clients get better Facebook ad results, it helps their businesses be more successful, etc., etc. So you can put things like that in your ad copy or in your sales materials. So, you know, we could have an ad, for example, that has something like, hire us now, we'll help improve your results, give you more stability in your business, and help you plan for your long-term financial future. We could put, I mean, it wouldn't be exactly like that, but I'm just sort of giving you an example on the fly, that sort of thing. If you're, you know, if you're talking about something in the health and fitness space, which is, everyone knows is real boom time for those guys in the new year, you could have something like, you know, hire our personal trainers, they'll get you in the best shape of your life, you'll be feeling fantastic about yourself, you'll, you know, be the envy of everyone else, you know, all your friends and family come summer. You know, that's increased status, right? You've laddered it up for them in your ad copy. So I think that's just always something to be aware of and come back to when you're creating ads for this new year period, is to think, right, this is a time where people are wanting to improve themselves. How can I link it? How can I demonstrate in my ad copy or video or whatever it is in your ad otherwise, that if you buy this product or service, it will help you get A, and A, if you get A, that will help you get increased status and improve your standing and have people be proud of you and all that sort of stuff. Okay, something worth thinking about. Okay, before you go, a couple of things I want to mention. First is our Facebook advertising services. So we offer, I've already mentioned it, Facebook Ads Agency. We offer done for you Facebook and Instagram advertising services. We have a minimum budget requirement of $3,000 per month. If you meet that and you're interested in working with us and finding out more about our service, best thing is to click on the link in the video description below. You can go ahead and that'll take you through to a page on our website, and you can book in a free call with one of my team members, where they'll be able to just tell you all about our service, how we might be able to help. We may have worked with businesses just like yours in the past, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we'd love to speak to you. As I said, $3,000 minimum requirement. Otherwise, go ahead and book a call. Other thing I want to mention is my Facebook Ads Mastermind group. So free Facebook group. We've got 62,000 members in there right now. Amazing community full of brilliant people just like you, I'm sure, who has perhaps their own business, perhaps they're a marketer, they want better results with Facebook advertising. There is such an amazing community because people are asking questions, getting them answered. There's so much help going on in there, which is fantastic, which is what we set it up to be. I do free live trainings in the group. I'm involved. So if that sounds like something you want to be part of, again, link in the video description, go ahead and join, and we'd love to have you be part of it. Okay, best of luck with everything, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. And of course, comment below to let me know. I get to as many comments as I possibly can. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye for now. Bye-bye.